The Howard University experience is unique because we are a historically black college and university.
HBCUs were created after the Civil War to afford black students the opportunity for post-secondary education. HBCUs started in church basements and in people's living rooms. And it's just fascinating the commitment and the tenacity that people of color had and still retain to gain education and make education valuable for themselves and their families.
It's the culture of the place and a lot of the Greek organizations. This is where many of the black Greeks started.
Looking around and having lots of people look like you, there's also a thing that makes it, for African American students in particular, a very unique experience.
The Morgan State experience is a very unique one for students. Our institution is rooted in academic excellence. We have a very strong tradition here of social activism, so we're very, very proud of what we have achieved over those 150 years.
Giving up is not an option, and that is certainly a historical value. We don't give up. We may give out, but we don't give up. And that's the whole piece, I think, the undergirding of the HBCU experience is the caring for its students.
But the thing I think that makes us quite different is we are not afraid of our students. We tell them what they need to hear that might enhance their life and their career development. That's what's unique about this tight-knit campus where faculty and staff actually nurture students and inspire them and correct them when they're wrong.
It's like a big family here, which kind of makes it that unique experience. Because everyone here, they treat you like family.
You know, underage drinking is a significant problem, I think, on all college campuses, because if it happens to one student, it's one student too many.
It was such a tragic accident. He was at home during the Christmas holidays on an interstate here in Maryland, and he was driving along doing everything that he was supposed to be doing, and then a car jumped the median and hit him head on and took his life. And the driver of that car was a drunk driver.
In the first year of my presidency, I had the unfortunate circumstance of having a student who was not actively enrolled at the university die in an incident of alcohol abuse. Had consumed too much alcohol. Everyone assumed he was sleeping, and by the next morning realized that he had passed away.
I really don't think that underage drinking on our campus is any different from anywhere else. What I think is different maybe is how we approach underage drinking. And SMART is the acronym for Students/Society Mobilized and Retooled to Transform. And part of that framework is prevention of alcohol and substance use, as well as irresponsible sexual behavior. One of the strategies that we employ is the education of our peer educators and our popular opinion leaders. And we trained those students around the consequences of alcohol use.
It's kind of like a peer-to-peer educational and support group. Kind of like you're more susceptible to receiving information when it's coming from somebody who you feel you can relate better to.
Sometimes you want to fit in with the crowd, you want to fit in with the organizations, and you see people like older brothers or older sisters who are doing this stuff. You kind of want to, like, okay, I want to be like that. I want to know that person. I want to know that person. And so I think that's how another issue is, like, a lot of people follow after other people and they don't think for themselves just because they want to fit into the crowd.
Students on campus are exposed to several programs that help us with preventing drug use as well as underage drinking, and also promoting, even when students are of age, the appropriate use of alcohol as well throughout the year.
During Alcohol Awareness Month, we had a youth in the community that came and did a poetry slam, and all the poems were based around alcohol use, and they were very talented kids.
This new phenomenon called day parties, and so oftentimes we worry about what students are doing after we're gone. Part of what we do now is we have an off-campus housing program, and we do community relations types of things, and so we really engage the community, the Metropolitan Police, community organizations in helping us sort of keep tabs on that.
So every year Howard throws the big before spring break party event. So they hold it here in Blackburn, and all the students come, and what they do is they try to raise mental awareness, and then also kind of push for safety during spring break. Prevention is important because you want to stop a problem before it even happens. Students come to school to learn, to become better individuals, to thrive in the communities. And so when they come to college, you want to prevent them from going down the wrong path because it's hard to come back up from there.
We don't believe we have a monopoly on all the good ideas.
We cannot do this alone, and it's going to take a community partnership effort to do it.
When you talk about HBCU, you just can't get away from communities of caring.
What works for one school may not work for another school. For our school, we know that hip hop training and engaging the students through music has been a success. For another campus, it may be having guest speakers or having celebrities come to campus, but knowing your student population and how to reach them is very important.
Whatever those success stories are, whatever those best practices are, I think we need to study them, adopt and adapt them to our institution so that it makes sense for their population.